Okay, let's get warmed up with our math warm up today. Our first problem says Sasha had 12 golf balls. She lost 1/3 of them. How many golf balls did she lose? Go ahead and pause your video, see if you can figure out that answer, and come on back. Okay, so for this first problem, basically they're asking us 1/3 of 12, or you can flip it around and make it a multiplication problem. 1/3 times 12 over 1 equals 12/3, which equals 4 balls. How did you do? Did you get the same answer? Okay, so let's take a look at the second one. Cho had 25 sheets of colored paper. After he made some crafts, he had 1/5 of the paper left. How many sheets were left? Go ahead and pause your video and figure that one out as well. Okay, so as we take a look at this one, very similar to the first one, this would be 1/5 of 25, or 1/5 times 25 over 1 equals 25/5, which equals 5 sheets. How'd you do? For our math message today, we are going to be taking a look at this photograph here and looking at the text here to the right, and I'll go ahead and read that to you and see if we can figure out what's going on. Until 1988, Willis Tower in Chicago was the world's tallest building. The building's base covers 50,625 square feet, and the building is 1,450 feet tall. Look at the photo of Willis Tower, and of course this is Willis Tower right here, the taller building there. Would multiplying the area of the base by the height of the building give a good estimate of the building's volume? So I want you to pause your video and think about that for a minute and see if it's possible. So when we think about finding the volume of this massive tower, you might at first think that yes, you could multiply the area of the base by the height of the building, and that would give you a rough estimate. But notice that this building is not a rectangle all the way up here. So if we were to use those numbers, the base and the height, we're going to get an overestimate. So in today's lesson, what we're going to do is revisit and extend our methods for calculating volume from given measurements. So you're not exactly going to be solving our math message today in this section. We're going to visit that in the classroom. So let me show you how. Our lesson today is applying volume concepts. The reason we are doing this particular lesson is we need to be able to make sense of problems and persevere in solving them. So again, not giving up, making sure that we keep trying. And we need to be able to attend to precision and accuracy. How we're going to go about that is using what we know already about finding volume to solve a bigger volume problem. So we are going to be using that picture of Willis Tower, but we are also going to be using this document as well. So what you're going to be doing together as a group is, first of all, reading through this section on this paper or this digital copy of this paper and reading all of the directions, all of the information, and then you're going to work together to develop a strategy for finding the volume of Willis Tower. And so some things that you might want to think about as you go about doing this today is thinking about how many parts are there. Which volume formula will you use? What information do you need to use the formula? And then, of course, we need to be accurate and efficient. And number 5, once a strategy is agreed upon with your group, you're going to make a poster summarizing how you found your results. Now, this is going to be a process, and you have quite a bit of information here to read through and think about. But you may find as you go about this that when you're doing these calculations, you might start to see a pattern, or you're going to end up doing calculations over and over again. And if that's the case, you are going to use your calculator to help you out. All right, so again, this is going to be a team strategy. You're going to work together to try to figure out how can we find the volume of Willis Tower. And think about if you were able to build that with cubes, for example, or blocks, how it would be different. And some parts are taller than others, and what would happen in that situation. And you also might want to think back to when we did volume for those instrument problems that we did a couple of units ago, where you were finding volume of instrument cases in strange shapes. So that might help you in your thinking with what you're going to be doing today. So let's summarize. You are going to be doing some problem solving strategies. So you're going to problem solve with your team to find the volume of the Willis Tower using what you know about finding volume. You're going to make a poster to summarize your strategies or your steps. Everybody ready? Let's go. See you in class.